Mr. Francis White,
Yes.
we're happy to have you here today.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
Thank you very much. So, could you tell us more about yourself, Mr. Francis?
Sure. So, yeah, my name's Francis, and I've been working in the medical device industry for over 30 years.
Mhm.
And I've had senior leadership roles in large multinationals like Medtronic and Olympus.
Mhm.
And I've also worked in the startup world before. And I'm now privileged to serve as CEO of Heart Biotech Ltd, which is a startup based in Harefield, just outside London.
Okay. And Mr. Francis, so when we speak about Heart Biotech, could you tell us more about your mission and your specific role within it?
Yeah, so the mission is broken into a few parts, so I'll just cover them one by one if that's okay.
Sure.
So the first one is to really revolutionize heart valve surgery. Currently, today, 1 in 8 people over 75 will require heart valve surgery.
Wow.
Millions of children around the world are born with heart valve defects, and also there's the Global South has heart valve disease as part of rheumatic heart disease, right? So these are all difficult to treat, and the current heart valve replacements are based on 30-year-old designs.
Mm-hmm.
And surgeons have a choice of 2 different options. One is a mechanical valve, which has a lot of compromise because although it lasts a long time, the patient needs to take blood thinning drugs, which is not suitable for, if you want to have lifestyle, like maybe have a baby or do sports, or
Right.
so, and it's limiting. And if you don't take the medication correctly, you could have a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the bioprosthetic valve.
Mm.
Basically, what that means is it's a tissue harvested from either a pig or a cow.
Mm.
So it's dead tissue, and those last a maximum of 10 to 15 years. None of those grow with children. So if you have a child, they have to have multiple open heart surgeries to have new sizes of valve as they get bigger.
Okay.
What we've got is a scaffold that's specially constructed that when you implant it as a heart valve replacement, it actually recruits the stem cells from the blood to build new living tissue and recreate a heart valve as nature first intended. So what you end up with, the heart valve disappears over time, it's bioabsorbable, and you end up with a brand new living valve like new, basically. And that then restores function, lifestyle, longevity. It grows with children, really answers all the problems. And so that's our sort of core focus area. But going on to the other points is the technology we're using can be applied to other clinical areas.
Right.
So cardiovascular grafts, for example, or cardiac patches, or even beyond the heart. We don't know yet the limits of what we have in our hands, but we know it's a massive breakthrough. And this was all designed, built by the team under Sir Magdi Yaqub.
Right.
And his inspiration, his desire to really build that living solution for a living problem. And the third element to the mission is really to help those untreated, that 80% of patients that can't access heart surgery.
Right.
If we make it low cost, one and done, so you don't have to repeat, no medications, no lifetime of monitoring or checking, then it lowers the cost considerably and maybe hopefully opens up new markets and new options for people around the world.
That is actually interesting. So, and the valve that you will provide from your company is that there's no need to take any medication, no need to take any blood thinners, right?
Yeah.
What about the longevity? How long it could last, the heart valve?
Yeah, so we haven't tested it full length. We've done studies up to 6 months in sheep so far.
Okay.
But because it builds, recreates a new living tissue, and we've done the biology on it, we've done the analysis, and there's the 22 cell types, the nerves, the blood vessels, the ingredients of living tissue, we fully expect that to last the lifetime of the patient because it's basically recreated what should have been there in the first place or what was, disease attacked. So it gives nature a second chance to build it correctly. So it was very exciting because, yes, you could argue we need to test this for an entire lifetime. However, the hypothesis, if you have a perfectly living valve, why shouldn't that last?
Right,
a lifetime?
exactly. Sure, especially, I mean, if it was from the patient himself, right?
Exactly.
That's actually interesting. And what does the future hold for synthetic or maybe tissue-engineered implants?
I think we're just beginning to scratch the surface. Yes, the research has been going 10, 20, even sometimes 30 years,
Right.
because it is a difficult area to crack, and there's so many approaches worldwide. But what we have is a unique solution in its cell-free scaffold, which means there's no added cells outside the body. It just recruits what's already there. I like to say it hijacks the healing process of the patient to recreate a design based on the scaffold that we provide.
Right.
And the future for that could be anywhere, right? If you think about things that go wrong in the body, you have a artificial replacement. The body doesn't like artificial replacements.
Right.
The immune system goes to work from day one to try and get rid of that thing.
Right.
And what this is then doing is saying, actually, why fight the human system? Why fight the immune system? Why not use the resources in there to recreate living tissue again? And I think we're just at that beginning of that whole regenerative and tissue engineered solution portfolio that will come.
Because this is exactly what's a problem with transplantation, right? Your immune system fights whatever new in your body. It just considered as an outside or maybe a pathogen.
Yeah.
And activate the immune system. This is really fascinating. But for doing such thing, I'm sure you do have a lot of challenges. If you could tell us about them.
Yeah, sure. The challenges are definitely there. We've proven the science, but the way we manufactured the products for the science work was very much by hand crafting and modifying equipment to build them the way we needed them to build. Because you have to understand the cells are very fussy.
Right.
If you don't build this thing exactly correctly, so it mimics the collagen elastin structures that would normally be there, the cells do recognize it as a problem, as an artificial piece. But if you do it just right with the nanofibers and the microfibers in different layers and different constructions, mimicking the shape and sizes of what's naturally there, they recognize it as home and they make it their home. And that's what you absolutely need to do. And so to take that from a made by hand process to an automated, repeatable solution that we can then box up and classify as a class 3 medical device, to put it on the shelf for a surgeon that's absolutely the same each time they open it, that requires significant expertise in manufacturing, expertise in regulatory clearances, in ISO 13485, which is a complex way of quality management system, if you will. And that is our biggest challenge right now, is how do we make every single product the same? And that's why I'm so excited to be here on the park, because there's expertise here in manufacturing, in robotics, in engineering that we can harness to really create that repeatable, perfect product every time solution, which is what we need.
I think it's going to revolutionize. Once it's out, it's going to revolutionize heart valves in the future. So my question is, let's say like 10 years from now, it did well. And all the surgeons, heart surgeons start doing, I mean, they prefer this model of heart valve. Do you think that we can copy it and transplanting something else? The same idea?
Yeah, I think so. We're very confident that the way we construct our product, if you shape it into different orientations, different shapes.
Right.
For example, coronary artery bypass is a very common procedure worldwide. A lot of people have a cardiac bypass, is called. And to do that, you have to harvest the saphenous vein. And that's not very easy, and it's often not quite up to the job. There's not really even an artificial implant that's ideal there. So there's no real solution. So what if we fashioned our construct into a 4mm graft for that process? What's to stop it recruiting the stem cells to building new tissue? We don't know yet, but it seems like the obvious solution.
It's actually a bright idea to think about it. If we could start with something, why not try it on something else? It could work actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So What do you consider the most exciting frontiers in cardiac care research and development that will shape the landscape over the next decade?
I think it's that living tissue for living problems. I come back to that because I worked 15 years in cardiology where they were implanting various devices, and like I said, the body is not happy with that,
Right.
even though it saves the patient's life. So, for example, we were involved in pacemakers in Medtronic, and they're an incredible breakthrough. They save countless lives, but the body doesn't like them. It's at war with this device all the time, and so you're the body either trying to encapsulate it in something to protect itself or fight it to eject it. It's never comfortable with this kind of artificial implant. And that frontier of living tissue regrowing naturally by the patient, in the patient, is the frontier is so exciting.
Right. It's going to be a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Once it's out.
Change everything, yeah.
Definitely. So you're here and you've seen this place. So what are your impression of the innovation and investment climate in Sharjah, as demonstrated by the Sharjah Next healthcare event?
I think what this impresses me most of all is attitude and state of mind.
Right.
It's we are building the future here.
Mm-hmm.
We have an open mind to new and creative ideas. We have the resource, we have the commitment from the highest level in the government.
Mm.
And it's a collaboration, not just of government and industry, but universities, world-leading universities here on site. And the knowledge in engineering, and like I say, in robotics, everything you need to really build something and sustain it for the future. It's just incredible, the resources here.
Right. AIs, probably, digital health as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of these things are new frontiers that are being pushed forward, and the work is being done here at an advanced level. And to hear the amount of publications, I can't remember the stat, but that are already the world-leading citations from the publications generated here, I just think that shows and underlines what's going on.
Right. Happy to have you here, Mr. Francis. It was really inspiring what you said just now. And we hope in the future, we hope that kind of valve, we'll see it soon in the future, hopefully.
Yes. No, well, together we can make it happen.
Well, sure, definitely we can.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Francis.
Thank you very much.
It was an honor to have you here.
And likewise.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.